my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today we're going to talk about cusps. I feel like this is a video that a lot of you have been asking for. Maybe not specifically about cusps, but about your cusp. And I want to address those. I want to address all your questions, and I want to talk about cusps more because I feel like they're very underrepresented, you know? I want to whine for wine. So every week, I don't know if you remember this, but I promised you that I would do at least one astrology video. Now that we've gotten the regular Zodiac sun signs out of the way, we're going to talk about cusps. Like I said, I feel like we're not giving enough attention to cusps, and that's why you guys are here, at least a lot of you. And if you're not a cusp, I think you can learn a lot about people who are cusps, like people you know, people you care about, and maybe just learn something new. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. So I've looked at all these questions that I've been getting on Twitter, on YouTube, every type of social media, Instagram. I have decided it's time to answer your questions. So here are my answers. The first cusp fact is that cusps are actually like separate signs altogether. Being a cusper, you're not like two signs basically. For example, I am born on the cusp of energy, which is the cusp of Taurus and Gemini. And I don't act at all like a Taurus, but I don't act like a Gemini. I act like both of them combined, and that creates a certain type of energy. So there's a lot of debate among astrologers whether it's actually a separate sign in itself. In my opinion, it is, but a lot of astrologers will say, well, no, you're just a little bit more gaining Gemini traits. It's a whole different sign altogether because you're carrying different traits from different signs, and it creates a whole different person. The cool thing about, having one separate sign is that they get their own nicknames like Sagittarius or Capricornus. Kind of cool. I don't feel like I emphasize this enough, but astrology isn't like just sun signs. There aren't just 12 signs, right? There's a whole chart. Everyone has their own specific chart. When you were born, you can look it up for free online. I might post a link below if it suits me. Find out what your rising sign is, what signs were in Venus and Jupiter and Mars, and I know that's not the order of the planets, but every planet has a sign associated with it. What you guys might not realize is that each of those planets could have a cusp sign. Sometimes we are so quick to just look at our charts and say, oh my god, my Venus is like in Taurus. But we might not realize that it's actually an Aries in Taurus cusp. It might be on the border, which could actually change your love life and the way you have relationships and love and passion very, very differently. It can make it you could be a whole different person. It could explain so much. So where you're born in a calendar and when you are born, like the day you're born, does matter. So when you look at your natal chart, make sure you look for cusps too in the other planets, not just your sun sign. Specifically right now, we're focusing just on our sun signs. Many astrologers won't agree with me on all this because a lot of them don't believe in cusps. They like to believe that if you're born between this date and this date, you are a Taurus, or you are a Gemini, or you're a Cancer, or you're a Leo. The reason I disagree with them is because your birthday does matter, whether you're a cusp or not. An Aries who's born in the beginning of the month is very different from an Aries who is born at the end of the month. Depending on where you're born in the month, whether you are a cusp or not, does change things for you. Besides, you guys wouldn't be watching this, you wouldn't be curious about cusps if you didn't feel like there was some truth to it. So I hope you're learning something. Compatibility does change. Virgo is not supposed to go well with Gemini. It's supposed to kind of fizzle out, like there's not enough passion there. However, Taurus and Virgo is supposed to go together very well, and I am a Taurus and a Gemini, therefore that could be a reason why my relationship works out so well, or I'm just very compatible with this person. You have to figure out what works for your cusp, and I will be making individual videos about each cusp explaining what the compatibility is. Cusps are actually drawn to other cusps. You might find yourself constantly getting along more or feeling more connected to people who are also born on the cusp. However, I don't believe that, just because you were born on the cusp, you have to date someone else on the cusp. Obviously, that's not the case for me. What a lot of people don't realize is like 20% of birthdays are actually cusps. There are so many people all around you every day who are actually born on the cusp. So there are so much more of you than you think, and there's not a lot of information out there about cusps. So most people who are born on the cusp don't know it. So those are some interesting facts about cusps. I look forward to talking more about your cusp and getting into it every week, and I can't wait. If you want to find out more about zodiac signs in general, there are a lot of really cool YouTubers out there who talk about astrology. I just want to focus right now on, this underrepresented category of astrology, which is cusps. Also, let me know what your questions are about cusps. What do you want to know? I want to figure out what videos to make for you and which ones to make first, okay? So let me know in the comments section below. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.